I OD'd 20 times, where I had a needle in my arm and I woke up with a needle in my arm. I didn't care.
I was sniffing cocaine. I was smoking love bowl, popping ecstasy pills all day, every day. You know, running from the police, fighting. You know, I ain't even been stabbed. Almost lost my life behind that. And to be honest, I didn't even really care for myself or my life. My family life was pretty messed up. I grew up in a bad neighborhood where people use drugs all the time. My mom was a full-blown crack addict plus HIV positive. And I had lost my mother when I was age 16.
My mother was very abusive, verbally and physically. And so, you know, she made you feel like you're a piece of shit.
Don't get me wrong, I love my mom, but in my heart I felt though she loved her crack more than she loved me. I noticed once crack get a hold to you, it's hard to let it go, but it had her out there. Sometimes days, months at a time. And to be honest, sometimes I didn't even know where me and my little brother next meal was gonna come from. It made me feel like that I was not wanted as her child. You know, it made me feel like I didn't belong on this earth, but we can't choose the family to live in. Everybody's put in the family for a reason. And it's up to us, me, whoever, to come out of it or become just like your family.
Dealing kilos of marijuana and stuff like that. But you still didn't fit, no matter, you know, what I was a part of or what I thought I was a part of. I just didn't feel like I fit.
And I was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was on the street corner slinging drugs and, you know, doing the average thing that a kid would do that didn't really have nobody that loves them.
I was so uncomfortable just in my own skin. You know, just every day I never felt a part of nothing. Always on the outside looking in. And so it was just so uncomfortable. Plus my home life, the abusive mother was just unbelievable. And so every time you came in the house, you had to be on pins and needles to watch out for when was she going to go off on you. And there was no rhyme and reason, it's just her moods. And so, yeah, it was a very scary being at home. And then, yeah, when you can go out and just get drunk, then you don't feel that fear anymore.
The reason why I did the drugs is because I was trying to fill the empty space within myself. And it was only a temporary thing. But as I kept doing that, I was, you know, numbing the pain that was in me. The difficult times, going through, like, not having nowhere to stay, going to school with no clothes, no books, like no food, nobody to be there for you, tell you everything's gonna be all right, nobody to sit up and talk to about my problems, nobody to, you know, when I cried, nobody's shoulder I could lean on. So I just sucked it up and I, not gonna say became a man, but became somebody else at a young age.
You know, at this time, I know now I'm bipolar. I have post-traumatic stress, social phobia, and claustrophobia. And my dad didn't talk. He grew up really hard without a dad, and so he just worked his ass off and, you know, brought home the bacon. So growing up, I had a lot of anxiety. I was very uncomfortable around other people, and but I never asked a girl out. And finally, a cheerleader asked me out. I wouldn't have dated. So I dated that cheerleader until I left high school. But that's how shy I was. I was so afraid of rejection that I wouldn't ask somebody out. Being mentally ill was wasn't a good thing. I mean, you know, I didn't even know about mental illness when I was young, and you know, I'd have to roll my head until I got to sleep and make myself so dizzy that I'd fall asleep, or I couldn't sleep at all, you know, all night long. And so who would even think of that? You know, I never, you know, who could you talk to complain about things? You didn't do it. You just bear up to them, and that's it. Trosa is a place where people whose life has gone through a series of really self-destructive behavior and addiction, a place to go. And so there's no charge here, so people don't have to have money to come. And it's also a place where people can learn skills, vocational skills, get psychiatric treatment, medical treatment. You can empower the individuals, teach leadership skills, get education from, learning how to read and write to a high school diploma, and even go to college. So what it is an oasis in the desert for people